Hello, all of you hackers and anarchists. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot is a 2015 thriller series slash show, or whatever you want to call it. It ran for 4 seasons, directed by Sam Esmail, or Ishmael. I don't know. Sam Esmail. Sam did a handful of things, but nothing like too crazy. The cast is actually pretty good. Some of them are experienced, some are not. So I'll mention Rami Malek, Christian Slater, and Craig Robinson. Rami Malek, you'll probably recognize him from Bohemian Rhapsody, and he's done a lot of supporting roles. Christian Slater, he was big in the 1980s and 90s. He's also been in a bajillion movies. He's like one of those top-tier actors. Craig Robinson, he's been in a few movies, mostly in comedies. Like, I recognize him from like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office, and The Shark in Bad Guys. I love him in those. I think he's really good. So what's the movie about? It's about Elliot Alderson joining a team of hackers to hack things. And they hack individuals, they hack big corporations. And of course, those big corporations are like, dude, why are you hacking me? And then they go after them and then they threaten them and all these things. So it's like a push and pull of hacking people, but you have to run away from them and stuff. It's a whole thing. Long story. And I'm leaving out plot twists because you have to see it to believe it. It's seriously actually surprising. I'll say this much, Elliot is not the most reliable narrator. Basically, there's a few things that are hidden that you need to discover as you go. And it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. The show is decently long. It's not too crazy. First things first, the realism. The director made sure to physically do everything on the computer screens that you're seeing. So all the typing is actually stuff that you're supposed to be typing. All the things on screen are actually lines of code that you see when you hack and when you code stuff. And the scenarios in which these hacks can happen are either 100% realistic or at most stretching it by a little bit, but apparently it is pretty realistic. None of this hacking into the mainframe and they slam their heads on the keyboard. No, the show is pretty grounded. Second thing is the writing. It keeps me on my toes, and that's what makes a good show. There are huge plot twists that change your perspective of the entire show, which makes it better to rewatch. I know some friends that have rewatched this thing many times and they see new things because they're like, oh, I didn't notice this thing last time because of this reveal. And obviously first time through, your mind will be blown. But then second time through, you can see, oh, I can see why they did that because of this. So the show is written so well because it has all those twists in mind and all the secrets hidden, but they still give the viewer enough information to not be lost. You know what I mean? The third thing is the composition. So the shots, the lighting, the coloring, it's all amazing. Seriously. I have 2 episodes of interest I have to mention. I think halfway or something into season 2, episode 6, there's a 5-minute long shot, as in single take long shot with no cuts. Those are hard. I've mentioned on the channel many times. Long shots, single takes are hard. And then next season in episode 5, season 3, episode 5, there's a whole episode long shot. So the long shot or the single take supposedly spans the entire episode. Obviously there are little cuts here and a transition there, but hidden good enough so it looks like a single take. It's very impressive. And that's 40 minutes. It was a 40-minute episode. It's just really impressive, okay? There are so many long shots. The angles are great. Everything is just great. Everything in the show is great except for the very last episode. I have talked to my friends and they don't like my opinion about the last episode, but I don't like it. I think they added a whole series of events that just did not need to take place at all. It was convoluted. They didn't have to go there. For example, just go from the power plant straight to the hospital. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I just feel like it was a little bit strange. I wouldn't have done it like that. But otherwise, acting was great. Music had some original pieces that fitted nicely, and then the typical pop radio stuff that it slaps. They pick some good ones. So with all that being said, I give the show a 9 out of 10. If the ending was a little different, I would have said that this is like one of the best shows ever, but maybe I'm just biased a little bit from that. It ticks all the boxes of a good show, except maybe comedy. Breaking Bad got you on that. But I must say the writing was top tier. Cinematography is very good. It's a good watch, just there's a little bit of drug use, so I'm just fair warning on that. But it's a solid show all around. Similar to Breaking Bad and Walter White, Mr. Robot has Elliot Alderson drilled into my brain. They say that guy's name so much. I will never forget it, ever. It is good shows, man. Good shows. I'm actually surprised because I've been watching some shows and like, let's say, The Good Doctor. I start watching that and I'm like, it's okay. And then I move on to something else. And then I start watching Ozark and I'm not super into it. And then I move on to something else. And then I come back and watch Mr. Robot. And it's just so cool. So I'm happy to finally watch some good shows. I don't know what to watch next, but I'm busy watching Things. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. I will get around to it. Obviously, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. I've watched the big ones, but I'll have to rewatch them to make a review because it's been ages, of course. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and bye.